We're not willing just to throw in our marriage. We've got 3 beautiful children, but every day is not perfect. Marriage is hard. It's a roller coaster. And I think I'm just willing to show that.
We're going to learn a lot more about your marriage this season. And, it kind of hits off right off the bat. I mean, how difficult was that for you to kind of talk about, and how hard is it going to be for you to relive that?
Oh God, it's always so hard to relive it. For us, we've gone through counseling and we're still in counseling. Well, we've been in counseling our whole marriage, so that's nothing new. But, we just, as we grow each year, we learn new things about each other. And what you guys are seeing is really just our marriage. Like, people that know us know, like, one day you're good, one day you're not. Marriage is not, easy. It's not a walk in the park, but we've made a decision to stay committed. We're not willing to give up that easy, and we're pushing through. And it's not always nice. It's not always easy. And you guys just kind of have a front row to that. I sometimes hate that it's all out there, but anybody that knows my husband is like, he does not put on for the camera. However we're feeling on that day, that's just what you see. And during that time, we were going through a situation with an assistant, and it was good for me to be able to share with my girls, because I feel like when you're going through it by yourself, you're like, okay, is it just me? Am I crazy? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm tripping. And I think talking to Sonia and Candy, even in that moment, it allowed me to say, you're not crazy. He's tripping. And now we're going to talk to him about it because he walked in. So it gave an opportunity for Ralph to hear just not my voice, but to know, like, maybe this is something we need to, dig into and figure out why this is happening.
Right. So, and then like you ended up moving to Chicago for a little bit, right, with the kids. And then was divorce kind of on the table, or was it something that you always really wanted to work through?
It always feels like we're almost about to get divorced. Like at that time I left because I was like, I'm done. Like, I don't want to deal with this. And I don't think my kids need to be dealing with us arguing. And so, I went home and I was there, and it was amazing. And I got to be around my family, and Ralph came to Chicago. We were actually at the circus, and he showed up at the circus. I think he called one of my sisters and showed up at the circus, was like, okay, this has been too long. You're tripping. I need my family back. Yeah. So it is really, truly the essence of who we are. Like, sometimes it's me and sometimes it's him. That's like, we're not going to give up. We need to come back home, regroup, and figure out what we're going to do moving forward. And that's the journey we're on, honestly, every day.
After like everything with Tampa and the assistant, do you trust him?
I do. I honestly, like, in my heart, I trust my husband, because I also know the other side of him growing up in a single family household, him also losing his father. I grew up in a 2-family household. My mother's a pastor, my father's a pediatrician, and the love I received was different. My environment I grew up in were different. And a lot of times, as we saw even the last season with our counselor Love, when she said, well, he used to run away from home when he was younger, like, that was a real moment for me, because I was like, wow, so it wasn't me. This is his mechanism of how he deals with that trigger. And so things like that really helped me to be more, forgiving and more sensitive to the fact that we're both on a journey of like growth. And so when we go to a deeper level to understand certain things, we just try to work through it. We're not willing just to throw in our marriage. We've got 3 beautiful children, but every day is not perfect. Marriage is hard. It's a roller coaster. And I think I'm just willing to show that,
Definitely. No, it's very relatable. Yeah. The marriage is not easy all the time. It's definitely not all rainbows and butterflies.
I hope people will see more, even, getting to know me more. You'll see more layers of Ralph. Like, I think people have only seen one side of Ralph, which is true, who he is, but why I fell in love with him, why I ultimately, married him as my husband, is he's so many other things that are incredible. He's a great father. And he's got layers of just truly just being so giving. And I know deep down he loves me, you know what I mean? And although it doesn't always come out perfectly and he does some effed up stuff, I'm always willing to sit down and hear him out and try to understand.